Hello everyone, and welcome to the content for week 1. I'm going to share my screen and I will give you a brief overview of what you're expected to be doing this week. If you give me 1 second. Excellent. So I'm hoping you will be able to see my screen for chemistry of the environment. And if you go to learning resources and week 1, getting started in chemistry of the environment, this is where you have found this recording. These are the aims and objectives for this week. The aim is for, I would like you to familiarize yourself with the structure of the module and how the learning is going to happen. So I've recorded a few videos and I've also provided some written instructions, which I'm hoping it will be useful. The first part, the resources have been scheduled, have been set up in what I think is a sensible order and to be done one after the other. And in this first part of the content, I'm giving you an indication of how much I think you will need to spend in the different parts of these week 1 resources. Those timings are indicative. It might be that depending on your knowledge, and that will become more apparent in future weeks, depending on your knowledge, what I think might take you half an hour could take you 1 hour, and something that I think you will be able to do in 2 hours. You already know about the topic, or you have already developed that skill, and it will only take you half that time. And that is fine, and it's independent learning, it's guided independent learning. So I'm providing some guidance of the timings, but take it flexibly. Work at the pace that suits you best. I'm suggesting that you engage with the welcome section of the module, which includes my welcome video and also some additional sections which are actually common to all Blackboard modules, how to use this site, the student engagement and communication expectations, and which you probably are already familiar with, but it's always worth having a look at them. There's also a video on the structure of the module, and this is an overview of the structure of chemistry of the environment and how the module fits with the other modules you're going to be doing this semester. There's also a link to the module handbook, which contains more detailed information on the content and how it is scheduled, what you are actually going to be studying in this module, and how it is scheduled throughout the whole semester. I've also provided a link to understanding the requirements of assessment 1. This is a link to the assessment brief for assessment 1, the scientific paper. So I am providing you a link to the assessment brief, to the marking grid. I've also recorded a couple of videos on writing your work as a scientific paper. It is very important that you familiarize yourself with the marking grid for the assessment, with instructions for the assessment, and with explanations of what constitutes writing a good scientific paper, and that will set you up to get, I'm hoping, an excellent mark in your scientific paper in the assignment in the first assignment for this module, which is 50% of the marks. I've also provided a link to a PDF which is actually available in the Science Toolkit Blackboard, developed by Chris Harvey with the collaboration of all of us, called Your Guide to Scientific Writing. And it's 24 pages, and it covers some of the common mistakes and that we all make, students and sometimes staff make when writing scientifically. And there are mistakes that as lecturers we encounter over and over again, and we tend to comment on those a lot when giving feedback and marking student work. What I'm asking you to do is to engage with this 24-page document, which is written in a very accessible, I think, a very accessible way. And once you have read the document, look at assignments you have submitted for from last year's and previous year modules, and written assignments, and what sort of feedback you are giving in those assignments, and look at your writing and see if you can identify with the guide scientific writing aspects that you could improve on. There's also another folder called Searching and Referencing Literature, and that is a link to several blog posts by the Learning Skills Hubs. These ones are developed by the library in using library research, evaluating resources, understanding academic sources, and journal articles. And it is important that you engage with them, because they give you a very good grounding on good fundamental research and referencing skills that you will need to succeed in this and any other module and in your future career as scientists. And finally, I have provided a link to the discussion board for week 1 called Getting Started in Chemistry of the Environment. And so you can, because in several of those tasks I've shown you, you are to post a message, at least a message in the discussion board about assignments, about the different parts of the module I'm asking you to engage with. And if you notice, the end under each item, you have a little symbol called Mark Review. It's not, it might not work for everybody, but you might find it useful to click just to keep track of the different tasks you have completed. So once you have completed, for example, the welcome section, once you have watched my welcome video and read the additional resources, you can mark it as review, and it will help you keep track of what you have done and what you need to do, what is left to do. This is not something I will police. It is not something you have to do. However, you might find it welcome. So you might find it useful. If you just to keep track of where you are when working throughout the contents for the module. And that's it from me for this recording. I hope it's useful. Please let me know if you find this video useful, if you like to have an overview of what you need to do every week, or if, on the other hand, you don't particularly find it useful or you don't mind. Please, I rely on your feedback to make this module Blackboard as useful as I can possibly for you. If you have any questions, any doubts, you want to make any comments, please email me or post in the discussion board for week 1. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope it was useful.